Imagine sleeping peacefully in your bedroom, feeling completely safe, fully unaware that right above your head, just inches behind the ceiling, someone has been lying silently in the dark, watching you for 3 whole months. This is the unbelievable story of a man named Mark and what was actually living inside his home. In the fall of 2024, Mark moved into a quiet, single-story rental home on the outskirts of Oregon. It was his dream setup, peaceful, surrounded by trees and isolated enough to give him complete privacy. For the first few weeks, everything was normal. But then, the little things started happening. Mark would leave his car keys on the kitchen counter, but in the morning they'd be sitting on the dining table. He'd buy groceries only to feel like a box of cereal or 2 cans of soda went missing faster than usual. Mark brushed it off. He thought, "I'm just working late, I'm getting forgetful." Then came the nights. Around 2 a.m., Mark would lie in bed and hear a strange, faint scraping sound. It sounded like something dragging slowly across wood, right above his ceiling. He called a local exterminator, thinking he had squirrels or rats in the attic. The exterminator checked the exterior, found no obvious entry point, set a few basic traps, and left. The sounds didn't stop. In fact, they got closer. One night, while watching TV in his living room, Mark saw the hallway light flicker and turn off. He hadn't touched the switch. When he walked over to turn it back on, he smelled something subtle, like stale sweat and faint cigarette smoke. Mark didn't smoke. The final straw happened on a Tuesday night. Mark was lying in bed, scrolling on his phone in complete darkness. The house was dead silent. Suddenly, right above his bed, he heard a distinct thud. It wasn't a rat, it was the weight of a human foot stepping onto a wooden ceiling joist. Mark's heart sank, he froze above him. He heard a soft, deliberate creep moving toward the hallway. Mark quietly grabbed a flashlight and a baseball bat from beside his bed. He walked into the hallway directly beneath the small wooden hatch that led to the attic crawl space. Mark pushed the bat against the hatch door. It swung open silently. He shined his flashlight up into the pitch-black attic. He expected to see cobwebs or maybe an animal. Instead, he saw a fully cleared-out section of the floorboards. Laid out on the insulation was a sleeping bag. Next to it were empty water bottles, half-eaten food containers, and a small battery-powered lantern. And then Mark noticed something that made his blood run cold. Right next to the sleeping bag, there was a tiny hole drilled straight through the wooden floorboard, lined up directly above Mark's bed. Next to the hole was a small notebook. Mark climbed up just enough to open the notebook. Inside were handwritten dates and exact timestamps. 11:15 p.m. Mark went to sleep. 02:30 a.m. Mark left his phone on the desk. At 6:45 a.m., Mark left for work. Someone hadn't just been living in his attic. They had been logging his entire life, watching him through the ceiling while he slept. Mark ran out of the house immediately and called 911. When the police arrived and swept the crawl space, they found a small exit hatch in the back of the roof that led down a tree behind the house. The intruder had slipped out moments before Mark reached the attic. Police later identified the intruder through fingerprints left on water bottles, an unstable man who had been squatting in vacant homes in the county for over a year. Mark moved out the very next morning. To this day, he cannot sleep in a room without checking the ceiling first.